Hey guys, we back at the red carpet ring. We'll soon talk about this week's WWE EVOLVE and what else is coming up for this brand. Tune in more to the red carpet ring.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey guys, we back at the red carpet ring. We'll talk about WWE EVOLVE 2025 week 26 recap. You guys get the likes up. We're going to come in, we're going to discuss it, go over the show, go over the ratings and key moments of the show. Now, for this week's EVOLVE, we had a lot of segments. We only had a total of 3 matches. The first match that kicked off EVOLVE for this week was Super Sean Legacy against Ice Williams. Now, we know Ice Williams, for you guys who don't know, he is no longer a part of the WWE ID program. He got released not too long ago, but meanwhile, it's been heating up between Ice Williams and Super Sean Legacy. Ice Williams has been taunting Sean Legacy for always getting opportunities, always taking advantage of everything, while no one else gets an opportunity. So meanwhile, while he does that, they had a good back and forth. Ice Williams has some near falls at some points, but to no avail. End up, Super Sean Legacy had defeated Ice Williams by pinfall. Now, Chuey Martinez interviewed Sean Legacy. Sean Legacy said he wants to collect wins. He wants to, focus. He said right now may not be the time for him to challenge for the EVOLVE Championship, but at some given point, that is the ultimate goal, is to become the EVOLVE champion. So he has his mind set on, right? However, Edris Enofe, EOE, came out. He interrupted Sean Legacy, saying that's good, you have the right goals. But he don't think Sean Legacy is ready to carry the brand of EVOLVE. He thinks it's too much for him. He said, but he's ready to carry the brand. Now, these two, they would start pushing each other. They're broken up by officials. So the next obstacle for Super Sean Legacy will be Edris Enofe. They're going to have a feud. But other than that, it was a solid match to kick off WWE EVOLVE. I will say that. Now, other stuff that happened on EVOLVE for this week, we had Kylie Rae. She said she's opposite of Chantel Monroe. Those two been going at it for some time, so we know it's going to ultimately come to Chantel Monroe versus Kylie Rae. During the women's title match 4-way, Kylie Rae interfered and attacked Chantel Monroe. Meanwhile, she's going to get prepared for the match for Masyn Holiday, because Masyn Holiday last week requested Kylie Rae. Now we have Vanity Project. They're backstage. They complain about how Jackson Drake don't know who his next challenger is. Kelly Armstrong came up saying Drake looks stressed, and they both talked. And also, Drake and Kelly, they're both the EVOLVE champions, and they wanted to. I think Kelly said who's gonna lose their title first. So that's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna go. Meanwhile, we had a match of Kylie Rae versus Masyn Holiday. Not too much to talk about. Kylie Rae defeated her by submission. She tapped her out. They shook hands afterwards. Now, we see Jax Presley and Harley Riggins in the main event. They're prepared for that match. They was talking to Chuey Martinez. Then we also saw in the locker room Tate Wilder and Draco Knox talked about how Dre Wilder still wants a match with Ridge Holland. So we heard much more about that. Then we saw It's Gall and Jamar Hampton backstage. I think they're soon they're going to watch the tag team match in the main event, which will be Adrenaline Drip versus Harley Riggins and Jax Presley. Now we're gonna get to the main event now. This was actually a very good main event. Adrenaline Drip do what they always do. They put out a great show. We also saw Harley Riggins. Man, both of those guys, Harley and Jax, they are a good big man tag team. And they actually won the match by doing a finisher, I believe, on Cappuccino Jones. But this was a very, very good one, though. Very, very good one. Very good match. Now, it was the main event as far as the main match, but we had a main segment. Before we got to the main segment of the show, before Stevie Turner announced the number 1 contender, we did have WWE program. They were talking about the WWID training schools. We were talking about American Nightmare School, that's ran by Cody Rhodes. They mentioned Reality Wrestling, that's ran by Booker T, and the Black and Brave program, which is ran by Seth Rollins. So all these schools by these current wrestlers or retired wrestlers, they are helping train in the future, which is WWID program. So this is a good program for the up-and-coming talent. Now, Stevie Turner will come into the ring. She's going to announce the new #1 contender for Backstage EVOLVE Championship. Of course, Vanity Project will interrupt. They say that they don't get the respect they deserve. They say, why you treat Justice Drake like he a scrub? Why you treat Swipe Right like they're scrubs? These, they start comparing themselves to Patrick Mahomes and comparing themselves to great NBA players and all that stuff. Meanwhile, Kenu Carver came out and Brooks Jensen came out and Rich Holland came out too. They all came out. Meanwhile, Tate Wilder came out and attacked Rich Holland. But eventually, it was Vanity Project saying that Jackson Drake could take on anybody. Long story short, Stevie Turner is going to make it a triple threat match. It will be Jackson Drake defending the EVOLVE Championship against not just Kenu Carver, but also Brooks Jensen. And before it was over, they attacked each other. We know that Kenu Carver took Jackson Drake and threw him against everybody outside the ring. Meanwhile, it was a table setup that was set up by Swipe Right. They tried to put Brooks Jensen through the table. Unsuccessful in doing that. Brooks Jensen recovered. Meanwhile, Brooks Jensen put Jackson Drake through that same table. And it was Brooks Jensen and Kenu Carver standing tall. Kenu Carver inside the ring. And it was Brooks Jensen outside the ring. And it was Jackson Drake that was on his back. So that was the end EVOLVE. So I believe it's next week or the week after, Jackson Drake got a big challenge ahead of him for that WWE EVOLVE Championship. Will he be able to defeat both men of Kenu Carver and Brooks Jensen, which would be a big challenge for him since winning the EVOLVE Championship? That's what we got to talk about. But other than that, it was a very solid show. No Kelly Armstrong defending her championship. I know Stevie Turner said, she don't have to since she just defended last week in a 4-way match. Now, Kelly Armstrong had a 4-way, and Jackson Drake got a triple threat. So she's making it as challenging for both champions as much as possible. So I will say that. But other than that, we are soon going to get into the key moments that happen on this week's WWE EVOLVE. What stuff is coming up, what is bound to happen sooner or later. Now, like I said, the #1 contendership, this was a big important thing. Jackson Drake, he needs to be challenged as champion. That's how Stevie Turner felt. And I think if it wasn't for Vanity Project interrupting, probably would have made it a simple one-on-one. More likely, the challenger is going to be Kenu Carver. It's just we got Ridge Holland and, of course, Brooks Jensen stepping out before it became a triple threat. So Kenu Carver will be the ultimate guy. That's going to be his biggest challenge. Also, Kylie Rae defeated Masyn Holiday's good. This is Kylie Rae. She already got wins over Wendy Chu, Masyn Holiday. She's on a roll. One step closer to the challenge for the Women's EVOLVE Championship one-on-one. Also, like I said, these guys in the tag team, they did their thing. This was the match of the night. Like I said, Harley and Jax, they definitely got a future alongside Mo EVOLVE. I will give this episode this week a 4 out of 5. It was a good show. New challenges, of course. New opponents. We didn't see the same old people wrestling each other. They're trying to change it up, do something different. So I appreciate that EVOLVE. It's always a pleasure when I see them trying to, no pun intended, trying to evolve. But other than that, that's for this week's WWE EVOLVE 2025 Week 26 recap. We're going to review of the show. You guys let me know what you think. Click the link below to the next video. Until then, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.